At least it isn't stage 4, yeah. Terminal. How you doing, moron? I got I got Evelyn and Zenless. I just need to see if I can miraculously pull her weapon. Probably not gonna happen. But yeah. That's something I'll have to plan for later. Oh, okay. Oh my god, why is it not working? Okay. I don't know if anyone was chatting in that time, but... Oh, okay. There we go. Is this one not banned? Skin. Hello. Yeah, how you doing? And Hermit, how you doing as well? My stuff just kind of had a hiccup. So I don't know if I missed any comments earlier. Like in the last 5 minutes. But yeah. I think it's back to normal now. So we're good. You missed a few comments, nothing too big though? Okay. Yeah. How you guys doing? Doing good? Doing awful. Oh. Well, I hope you'll do better soon. I don't really know why you're doing awful, but whatever you're dealing with, hopefully you figure it out. But yeah, good to hear you're doing alright, Hermit. I'm doing alright as well. Do you know that half of the Netherlands was actually just stolen German land? Well, to be fair, most land everywhere was stolen at some point. Like conquered land, I guess. Like they fought for it. That sort of thing. What nation are you from? Oh, for Hermit? Oh. The land of stolen land, USA. USA never stole any land. Well, there were people living there before. Certain colonization. There were minor military conquests. However, the places they gained generally waned it. For example, Texas, but California, the Michigan Territory, and also people before governments. Technically, most of it was bought at incredibly cheap prices, so it wasn't stolen. No one owned the land. Even they believed no one owned the land. Yes, not stolen, bought. A cent an acre, which is basically nothing. I thought you just increased skin. No, I skin sheep. Wasn't the government at that time displacing anyone and everyone anyways? Like, there were white settlers and farmers constantly being conspired against. Or whatever the government basically wanted to do with that land. Increase your number of skins? No, to cause harm. Nothing to do with your username. The government did some odd things with the territories. Yeah, I think they did displace some farmers. It's not necessarily... Well, no, it is the government technically. But like, just recently, there was a... old-ish town. A lot of old folks living there in the US. And, the government was supporting corporations that were coming in to take the land with... They straight up had like armed people and everything. And some country singer intervened. Isn't America gonna deport 20 million people? I don't think so. I think they just kind of they exaggerate what they're gonna do. The rhetoric is like that, and then it turns out they don't really deport many. Like they kind of walk it back, and oftentimes, like, okay, for example, apparently during the last administration and during the Obama administration, there was more deporting being done than under the Trump administration. Apparently, it's not like I'm looking at these numbers, so I don't know for sure. But people who criticize Trump for not doing the deporting that he's supposed to be doing apparently is like, you know, the far right. And that's one of the problems that they're having with him because they actually want him to do the deporting. But yeah, I don't really know. When it's the news, they will either exaggerate or understate. Yeah. Right now, I live in Canada. I don't think I'll go back to America, but who knows? Like, I'm still pretty young, so. Like, for me, I like America more, but the thing is that, like, places don't matter. It's essentially the same thing in either place. But at a population of around 500 million, 20 million people, it seems way too high. Yeah, it's just too many. Like if you were to even spread that across 10 years, that's 2 million a year. That's still kind of high. Yeah, it's not even 5. Not yet. But either way, I think like the state of California is like 40 to 60 million, somewhere in that range. So and that's like one of the most populated states. So like 20 million is just a lot of people to be processing. They should really just be focusing on criminal records. I know like coming in is a criminal offense anyways, but like the ones who are doing major criminal stuff are usually like repeat offenders. They keep getting kicked out and coming back in and doing crime, getting kicked out, coming back in and doing crime. So they need to be not deported, but sent to like a proper prison. The what's that dude's name? He's like locking everyone up in his country because they have so much crime. It's like I think it's a South American or either Central America or South American country. Imagine the paperwork. Yeah, no federal bureau. There's that much time to file 20 million. I'm being censored for my speech. Also, it's El Salvador. Did YouTube block what you said? I can't. Yeah, I can't really see it. If there's anything that YouTube did, it doesn't even show me. El Salvador, okay. I'm saying I would like to see it happen. The mass deportations wouldn't affect me either way, but there's some people that are genuinely good, like they actually want to be Americans and stuff. But I think on principle, yeah, I would have to say that everyone needs to get deported. Because, like, the premise of them being in the country is already, like, a violation of law. And then there's people who are waiting. Like, for example, we waited for our sponsorship to the US for 12 years. And that's the problem with the US. It takes too long to allow new people in, that no one wants to go through that process. They're just gonna get in illegally. But yeah, we waited. It's not like we were in a rush either, but there's still legal immigration, but I understand how it might be a little hard to get in. Yeah, it's like I was saying, it took us a long time. And we were from like we were from Canada. We applied 12 years. We applied and had to wait 12 years to get into the US from Canada. You would think that we would perhaps have priority or something, but yeah. Maple syrup drinker, yeah. I was born in Montreal, Quebec, which if you ask them if they're Canadian, they don't really feel that way. And I kind of understand it too. Canadians' identity is a lot more fragmented than people are led to believe. If you're in the NHL, you're close enough to be American. If I'm in the NHL, National Hockey League. But yeah, around the time, I guess, when Trump was talking about integrate or is it annexing? I think that's the right word. Annexing Canada, which wouldn't work as a state. It would have to be province by province, and each province would be a state. But there was a lot of Canadians, like you could even go as far as to say half, who had no real objection to that, because Canada's identity is that worthless, I guess. Also, you know, I met a billionaire the other day, and they support Germany reunifying with Australia. Actually, scratch that. Your team is literally called the Montreal Canadiens. You know, me and the billionaire went back and forth a little, and we came up with, I think it was something like contemporary neo-feudalism, laissez-faire, constitutional democracy. That's a lot. Get the actual wording, you know, but something along those lines. I think Hitler was a billionaire. We had the same idea to unify with Austria as well. He was a 6 millionaire. Feudalism? Me? I don't really know. The only thing I know about that word is feudal Japan. But yeah. I don't know either. Yeah, it's when there's a single ruler who divides power between multiple subclasses, but you do know what do you know, you ratted yourself out. Medieval Europe was the height of feudalism. Wrong. King give power to lord, who give power to knights. What was it? What are you guys even talking about? Whether or not, um, whether or not medieval Europe was the height of feudalism? Is that what you guys are talking about? Or is that what you're disputing? If you used to give your definition about it, that seems more than enough to reason to adopt you anything about it. So what was this about? Because I'm not really keeping up with all of it. Was it a semantics situation here, or? Thinks he knows what feudalism is. I look up the definition of feudalism. He has a gist of it, but doesn't want to admit that a king was normally a part of the equation. Okay, let me see. Feudal is the dominant social system of medieval Europe in which the nobility held lands from the crown in exchange for military services, and vassals were in turn tenants of the nobles, while the peasants were obligated to live on their lord's land and give him homage, labor, and a share of the produce. Notionality in exchange for military protection. Oh, so the person started the whole argument, but I should accept this piece. Are you both like into history? Is that what's happening? Both of you guys. I don't have much knowledge about historical stuff. The furthest I'll go with it is like, oh, what's the historically accurate like armor or something of a time and place. If I have to draw something from like that sort of setting, that's pretty much as far as I go. Into history, I go into thinking about history. You called me wrong when I said that she wasn't an oligarch. I'll say that was about it. Yeah, because feudalism isn't state feudalism. It's just when a nobility class lends out a land to vassals. That's a simplified version of what I'm trying to say. It doesn't just mean a bunch of land. It's a state of being. It is a nation. Still on the feudalistic state. Alright, I don't have to sorry about the rent. Oh, no, no worries about it. Have a good rest. And I'll see you when I see you. Sleep well now that I think you deserve that. Oh yeah. Well, it looks like I went in a lazy against already against my great views. It's really some of the best one of really greatest. I was gonna ask about your video, because you were making like I think you were making a video, expanding on the last video that you made. I don't know if you're still doing that or not. Yeah, I got really depressed when I was making it and forgot about it. Oh. Let's see. Also, this computer has like 0 video encoding. It takes like 7 minutes to export. 20-second clip of like 1 line of text fading to a static image. Damn. Are you watching on that same computer? Must be really old. My old machine was struggling to do anything. But yeah, there was a lot of reasons for why it broke, but either way, moron. How you doing? Alright, got audio, but I'll be driving. Lemons, how you wish. Are you driving home, I guess? I'll assume that that's what you're doing because it's pretty late. Yes, I have one tab open and the stream chat freezes every couple seconds. Why don't you get something new? Doesn't even have to be a whole ass computer, but... like you can get a really cheap tablet to watch something on instead. And then just use your computer for whatever you use it for. I mean, I have a powerful computer that actually do cool stuff. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is just your current, whatever you're watching on right now. I just can't fit it in bed. Okay. I like my bed. Great place. Warm, really one of the best places. Great snuggle, really some of the best. but also I feel like I'm perpetuating a harmful ideology, and no matter what I do, it will be misinterpreted, and no matter what I do, my past actions will still affect the perception of it. Is it like you feel like it has too many parallels with I guess historical stuff? Or that people won't detect the nuance, they will just lump it in with the historical stuff? So then it's like, why make the video anyways? Because they're just gonna they're not gonna get it, I guess, because of yeah, something like that. I guess if your objective is convincing people, that would probably be a frustration there. Like, at the end of the day, it's just borders, economy, roadways, railways, documentation. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no reason for countries to exist except prejudice. Countries exist because of racism. I don't know if it's racism necessarily, but there's definitely... Is identitarianism a word, or is that just something else completely? Something very different? Okay. But yeah, everyone's gonna have their identities. Identitarianism refers to a far-right political ideology which asserts the importance of ethno-cultural identity, particularly for white Europeans. So what if you wanted that for everyone? Would that still be identitarianism, or is that just like, is it necessarily a does it necessarily have a political slant, I guess? Or can it be on neutral ground? Something like that. Because I think most countries that are not in the West right now have always kind of had that sort of what's it called? Vibe, I guess. But we'll never be on neutral ground. Got him some not because of you, though. Just that thing, like, just that thing, like they're literally neo-Nazis. The real, like, you mean like identitarians, people who assert the importance of ethno-cultural identity, like for example, if Germans want Germany to remain German, is that what you're? But it's not like, oh, they just want things to be how they are. It's also like they're literally just Nazis. Like they want to redo whatever was being done during that time. They want to redo the thing. I see. Think about it, like what Trump is trying to do, I think, but also trying to unite the entirety of Europe under a single nation, and also racist rights, something like that. Unite all of Europe? I don't know if that's feasible. All of Europe, it's very different. These countries are very, very different from each other. The main thing they need to do in Europe is control their immigration. Get that stuff sorted out. There's obviously an agenda that's polluting the countries. And it's not going to like correct itself. The people from the leadership from like other countries straight up warning have been warning European politicians to stop the political correct approach. Like the Saudi, I can't remember if he's a prince or if he's whatever leader they have. Yeah, their motivator is that most Europeans are white. Yeah, I don't know. Like even if you were to go to somewhere like, well, actually, if you even go to India, like because India, it's perceived as like a one people thing, but it's actually maybe even hundreds of different people. They don't even get along really. A lot of these different groups. Africa, it's known they don't really get along. All of Africa. Genocides are just kind of happening. Like even if we say Europeans are a lot more closer, I don't know if, like, you know, Scandinavians and Mediterranean are really not going to work the same way. So I guess it depends what they mean by unite. Like, yeah, but I have a nuanced view, so I don't get when people say that I get. I don't get when people say that I get mad. Also, Europeans are very different from each other. Europe is a continent. It's much easier to unite. Central, yeah, that makes sense. Central Europe or Scandinavia or Eastern Europe. Not all of them at once, still, yep. I don't know if that was like the ultimate goal of the European Union or what exactly that even is, but like it seems like it's something of a federation, kind of like how the states, at least how it used to be in the States was different states had a different disposition, culture, unto themselves as a colony. And becoming, I think it's a democratic republic, right? But becoming the United States was supposed to allow each state to retain its own identity while having a federalized government for like military and stuff like that. The European Union is literally like economics. The EU doesn't have too much power. Now, yeah, they do have more power than just economics, but like it's nothing like the nations are like states. is it easy for you to look at a fellow human and think to yourself, I respect this person? Like someone with, like, just walking down the street, you talk to people, like, just like you don't know this person at all. I don't know if I'd ever attribute respect necessarily. I'm just generally polite. Someone who I know, yeah, like usually there is at least respectable things about people. Yeah, like it's not like I keep company of people who are not respectable. How easy is it, and why is it easy? How easy? I would say very easy, because it's like it's almost automatic. I guess it's just something that is a kind of superficial assessment. And why is it easy? I guess like they're almost the same answer. I'm trying to think of something else. I think I think it's easy because, like, despite people being different from different places and different cultures and whatever, different ideas, the amount that we disagree on as human beings is like 5%, whereas we generally will agree on the 90%, but we won't really put much stake in that 90%. So, like, for example, you know, just the basic things, like you don't want to suffer in life. Everyone has like very basic human needs, and it's like the overlap is pretty consistent. So maybe that's why it's easy. No, do you respect me? If so, why? If not, why? I respect you in that you're very knowledgeable. I don't respect your what's it called? What's the word for it? Attitude. You have a bit of this pridefulness, I guess, which you could do without, and you would be more effective at passing on your ideas. So it's like your ideas are respectable, but your delivery is not respectable necessarily. Like sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It depends on the situation, I guess. So those are two things. Sometimes you are unhinged, especially when there's a lot of kids around. I don't know if it's something to do with a condition that you have, or if you just are in a mood sometimes. If it's a condition, I don't know if it's something that I can say I disrespect, because then you can't control it. But if it is something that you're in control of, then that's something that I disrespect about you. I don't know how to get rid of it. I just hate children. I don't know how to get rid of it though, and I don't think it's entirely in my power. Yeah, I don't know. I don't hate children at all. They can be annoying, but that's not enough. Did you grow up with a lot of kids around? Like, my upbringing, we had a lot of different ages all the time. So if I was young, there was someone always younger, and someone older in our family, because South Americans have big families, so we're socialized with kids all the way up to adulthood. Grew up being forced to be around kids. I hate. They're so stupid and look up to me. You hate them because they're stupid, but that they also look up to you, so you should teach them to not be stupid. Like, you're really gonna look up to the mentally insane 14-year-old instead of your great-grandfather who died in World War II? Well, if your grandfather died in World War II, he's not there, right? So it's kind of difficult for them to look up to someone who isn't there. But I understand what you're saying. Grew up around kids, that's called youth. No, I mean like as an adult, like I'm assuming it's the same for you because you have, it's not necessarily South American. I did say South American earlier, but it's any South/Central Hispanics, I guess. I'm not Hispanic, but same thing, I guess, at the end of the day. Like culturally. I want to start the Mexico painting, the Mexican death, Lady of Death, and the rest of the band members. I want to start that painting tomorrow, but I have to make sure that I get my references and at least sketch out some of it. Because if I don't, I'm just gonna kind of spin my wheels on stream and waste people's time. So if I can't get it figured out by tomorrow for stream, then I'll just do it the following day. I hated growing up around children as a child because they're so lethargic and so they can't comprehend basic concepts, but they can choke on Legos. Okay, so when they're that small, then yeah, they're not gonna really, like, when you're saying choking on Legos, I'm assuming you're talking about, like, I don't know, 1 to 5? Maybe even more than that? Oh, say 7? Yeah, so, like, going on to even puberty, they're always gonna kind of be like that because they don't have anything else that they need to be doing, like, naturally. They need to be developing their bodies, so they're constantly going to want to do physical activity, as nonsensical as it is. That's why they have all that energy. It's just so, like, for them to go nuts, basically. And usually nothing intellectual happens until sometimes even after adulthood. But you can start to see their brains developing, I guess, around like 15ish. Now that's just for the average but you have some that are really, really intelligent at a very young age, and they tend to not fit in with the rest of the kids. Not even just intelligent wise, but they might have like a proclivity of some sort, a predisposition of some sort that lends to, you know, maybe they're good at learning languages or math or whatever. I guess they call that autism these days. But back in the day, that was just like, you know, they're a gifted kid or whatever. Because autism was like debilitating back in the day. So, yeah. My parents didn't know what to do with me. So I kind of got a lot of frustrations when I was younger because I should have been put into programs that were actually going to develop my abilities. Because I could have learned another language really easily, I could have learned music very easily. Those are like things that came naturally to me, but they didn't. They didn't want to capitalize on any of that, because for them it was like they're very focused on the basic needs, because that's where they were coming from, I guess. They came from a third world country, so they don't really like, oh, you're gonna pay to put your kid to play piano? That's kind of, for them it would be considered stupid, like a waste of money. My parents tried to force me to learn piano for 3 years or something, and I never learned a single thing because I don't want to learn piano. I wanted to create firearms. Yeah, see, like if they put you into that instead, because there's like, when you're young, the intensity of the interest that you have and the energy that you, and time, not just energy, but basically you're gonna be able to do some pretty crazy things. And if you just get directed somewhere else, then you kind of, it's kind of like wasted potential. It's not like you can't do it when you're older, but you lose that that time period where you could have been a lot more effective. There's something called, okay, I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. I'm not gonna remember. But basically, for like a lot of history's geniuses, they apparently came to their conclusion, like their, not conclusion, the thing that they were working on, that they became known for the rest of history, was something that they were fixating on around the age of like 15-ish, sometimes even younger, and then that became their whole thing that they focused on for the rest of their life. I think most people don't get that opportunity. And by genius, I don't necessarily mean like, you know, they have to be some physicist or something. I mean like, you could be someone who is working at a farm making mozzarella, and you're working with your dad at a young age, and then you see what he's doing and you suddenly have an idea that turns out to revolutionize the entire industry. Stuff like that. I made a gun when I was 10, damn. Of course I never use it, but I plan to use it on people. Damn. A lot of the stream has just been smoothing out this pumpkin surface. I need to do a little bit more. Because of the grievances I had with my parents and their actions, who also forced me to go into church for a year with stupid kids who I constantly complained about. I didn't like the kids in church either, to be completely honest. As it stands, I don't have any, like, church friends, I guess. Because I needed a particular... Like, I'm not gonna... what's it called? Just listen and believe. I needed people to explain things to me, and that wasn't really something that the church was doing, I guess. I swear to God, those were the stupidest kids I ever met for their ages. I don't know how a 12-year-old with no autism could get so stupid. It's just crazy. He didn't know what a verb or basic things. Okay, man, that's a bit harsh. Lack of education, or he just didn't, I guess, retain that sort of information. You're right about me being unhinged talking about kids. You know, Chef, if you're not already on it, /K in 4chan would be the perfect echo chamber. Is it a kid hating place? That's not a good place to go because then it'll fester the what's it called? The impulse, I guess. I'm not a degenerate. I'll have you know, I've never made a Reddit account, visited 4chan, or actually used a Discord account. I have a Reddit. I only use it to post art, but I ultimately have a Reddit. I've visited 4chan. They used to have boards where they just had access to tons of art books that you could download, but I think they're all shut down now. At least like the ones that I used to use all got shut down. Discord, yeah, I have a Discord. Unfortunately, Discord seems to be the best place to like organize followings, because if you use Twitter or whatever else, they seem to be less and less reliable. You use Twitter once? Degenerate. Degenerate. Earlier you said you had a bunch of pride. Not necessarily like a bunch of pride, but like the delivery, where you would, for example, it's linked to the thing that you said last time, about not wanting to go into spaces where someone knows more than you, because I forgot exactly what you said, but it basically made you uncomfortable, I guess. But when you talk to someone who you believe doesn't know as well or as much as you, there's an arrogance, I guess, with the delivery. And that makes it less likely for people to listen to you. Yeah, because that's submitting to them, admitting I'm wrong, or wait, that's submitting to them, admitting I'm wrong, or it could be worse in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, you didn't like that. Yeah, so the vibe that I got from that is it's kind of like, okay, let's say that I was not going into art spaces where there's better artists than me, so like I can learn from I can learn like their techniques and stuff. Instead I would stay in my own space, I guess, and stick with that feeling of me being the I don't know, the sage or whatever. I know how to not be arrogant when I talk about it though. It's gonna be very difficult for you because you're very direct. Strategies for that is like, you know, you trying to like get them to learn, right? So you're, without saying that you know more than this person, you develop like the language, which includes questions, typically, to get the other person to think about particular aspects of what you're trying to convince them of, so that they arrive at a conclusion that is either identical or closer to your conclusion. So it's kind of divorced from the feeling of I know more than this person. It's more so a position of service. It's like trying to be a teacher instead of a commander. But that just might not be your personality type. Trying to get people to learn without saying I'm smarter than them, which includes questions to make them think so they arrive at the conclusion close to their mind. trying to think of examples, but it's not really coming to my mind because it's actually pretty difficult to think of the language to use or the questions to use. But really, I don't think I'll ever be able to go to people who are better than me. I think that's just an inherent flaw I cannot fix. I think in time, I don't know like what you're going through in life and stuff like that, but or like how old you are necessarily or whatever, but yeah, basically it's possible. It's a possibility. It's small maybe, but it's there. Well, the only thing that really brings me happiness is knowing that I'm better than some person who I have access to, who I can lie to and manipulate them about small things. That's all that makes me, I guess, happy. That's like a sociopathic kind of tendency, I guess. Jeff, have you ever thought of letting an AI write your comments? Probably get easier on you and your point would get... That's actually something that you could try. You could ask the AI, okay, so I want to do this. I want to explain to this person or people X, Y, and Z. How can I do this in a more polite or convincing way? No, you hate AI? Well, there goes that option. It's almost the 2-hour mark already. I only really refined the pumpkins. Okay, I'll try to do some of the cat's face or whatever. It's not my words. You can recognize my speech with an AI. What is it but an amalgamation of things I've said turned into an average? 60% World War II stuff, 20% German nationalism, but not being that guy, 10% pseudo intellectual schizoposting because you're so quirky, 10% miscellaneous. Say 40% World War II, 30% pseudo intellectualism because World War II often isn't my focus. Hello, Blue. How come you're up? It's oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, 7. I guess you just got up. But yeah, I'm doing good. A little late, very late, Amir. What were you up to today, Amir? Recovering from your brain cancer. Oh yeah, you had a headache thingy, right? Yeah. Hopefully you're doing better. Hopefully it's not stage 4. Like the stream is stage 3. We're okay still. Yeah. IRL commissions. Nice, nice. How are you finding it? Because I think you said last time you did one commission and it was your first commission, I believe. Or maybe it wasn't, but how do you find commissions? I've been doing commissions for a long time. Okay, alright. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was someone else. Headache is gone. Good, good. Your plans for the day, I guess? Or... I don't know if this is the day that you sometimes have a midweek stream. I mean, really, the only thing that makes me happy is being better than people like Amir, and knowing that they will never surpass me in almost any way. Well, there's no Amir. Amir. I don't think I will. Got too much stuff to finish for some projects, but then again tomorrow I'll have free time, so I don't know yet. Alright. We discussed this in a previous stream. Making it shorter by making it longer. Nope, I've never seen you before. Oh, this is Shaft. I don't know if you even know who I'm talking about if I just say that, but reoccurring character. I guess you'll figure it out. Ich bin der Stolz der Menschheit. Never mind. I can't guess. I was trying to guess what it was that you said. I'm going to have to translate it. I'm the pride of humanity. Okay. Why did you even have to ask me about the pride thing then? If this is in your actual name. Hey. Noch jemand der Deutsch spricht? What the hell does this mean? Damn Germans. There's too many of them. Someone else to speak. Okay, that's what it means. Okay. Good pronunciation. Oh. I haven't been on my Duolingo for like 6 months now. So I guess something stuck. I'll try it again eventually, but I have too much that I'm doing right now. Hating on me on our first day meeting honestly says a lot about your pride. Let me see. What do I need to do? I need to do something with like the cast shadow. I need to mix a darker. Maybe this will work here. Oh yeah, any Halloween projects, Blue? I haven't watched your... I think like I missed the last stream that you did, so I don't know if you were working on something or... Checkmate. Oh, was in the patch notes. Might have overdone it a bit here. Are you Alfred? Oh, you're getting close, I guess. Model in my works. Model in the works, but other than that, I don't have anything Halloween themed yet. Maybe I'll do some illustrations. I don't know if you had a Halloween design or something, but if you do, you can just send me an image of it. I might do a painting. I was collecting ideas from a lot of people, so I have different things depending on who gave me an idea. Unless you have another idea, like instead of a, what's it called, a model, if you have like some random other idea, you can just say so. Oh, I have progress on my character designs for the comic, so I'll probably jump back onto that. Like after, how long has it been? Been quite a while. I'm God of Human's clothing. Oh, the pride. And I'm Moses. I mean, when we were talking about Yushav, it's much easier to go over than walk around. So yeah, are you like Zamasu? Do you have a plan to get rid of all the mortals? No, I'm not African. Zamasu's African? Who's Zamasu? Dragon Ball villain? Oh. Oh. Zamasu is an Ethiopian name derived from whatever the name was from like along the Red Sea. Also a Dragon Ball character. Finally, what great to see Ethiopian culture finally be represented in modern media. Technically, the Bible has a lot of Ethiopian culture in it. But again, wouldn't be a modern piece, I guess. Your mortality is always guaranteed no matter what you do, no matter what. I cannot stress it. My God in human clothing will shed the human clothing, but I am but a vessel of a higher messenger. This guy's writing his analog horror right in the chat. Yeah, that's the same vibe that I got just now, Amir. But he's not Gabriel from the Mandela catalog. Maybe the more fashion magazine. Oh, Amir, you said you watched something recently. You had a watch long or something. How was that? Did you come from heaven or hell? You come from Germany, so I guess depending on how you look at it. It was good. Harmony and horror? Yeah. It was good, it was good. That's good. I came from the German Heartsland, or Rhineland. Oh crap, we went over 2 hours. uh, I'm gonna work out a couple more strokes here and end it. I was not a visitor. Alfred, I'm begging you to come in the stream, snap some sense into this guy. Unfortunately, I wasn't here most of the stream, so I have a little idea the progress, the final details. Yeah, I guess maybe it doesn't even look much different to you, and that wouldn't be like a horrible thing, I guess. It's just the final details, like working towards the end of the piece. There's always less that actually changes. So, yeah. I'm gonna save... Wait, no, maybe I can... Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that here and I'm gonna decide later. The biggest change is gonna be the background, but I haven't figured out what that is yet. I know it's gonna be darker. And that way I can hide this heart thingy a little bit, and maybe that will help my feelings about it, but also keep it in, obviously, so people who like it still have it there. I don't know if I can do much more with the pumpkin, honestly. Like, I think that's the limit to my skill, at least right now. The eyes are most different at a glance, true. I don't want to give it the final touch of life yet because I want to define the colors a bit more. Like it would have a darker orange at the top, a lighter orange towards the bottom. I want to darken the pupil a bit, and then I'll do the final like glaze around here. I'll maybe make it a little bit orange-ish to be influenced by the color of the pumpkin, for this side at least, and go to like white, and then maybe just specular highlights, a white dot on each side here, and then on the nose. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. So battle hymn of the Republic. You American is not. The hell? Flame warrior possessed shaft. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I definitely went too dark over there, but maybe I can just finish the little bit of this I have. Yeah, I'll definitely have to pull that area back to pumpkin color, because it doesn't make sense for it to be that dark there. Yeah, it's true, this marching on, I've seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have built him an altar. Evening dews and damps. Alright, chef is boring. Come back with better material. His brother is putting a seance and everyone here is cursed for 100 years. Yeah, he has like hundreds of accounts, but finds a way to get himself banned every time he shows up, I guess, or almost every time. This is why we need you. The mod. The mod got us. The mod got the chat covered. He respawns. He respawned. God's Amish meat grinder, man. Oh, by the way, grew 6 subs. Nice, nice. Okay. Yeah, I think we're 80%. We're 80% complete this painting. And I'm gonna call the stream here. Once I figure out what to do with the back, I'll do that. But next time I'll work on another painting. So we're at 81%. It could be 81. I'm just averaging. Either way, I'll see you guys when I see you. Could be tomorrow, could be the day after, with a new painting. Probably, like I was saying earlier, gonna be Day of the Dead inspired. Sleep well, you deserve it. You deserve good rest. Good rest makes a good morning. I hope you have a good, if you're sleeping, rest. If it's day, have a good day. Alright, good stream. Good luck with the next one. Yeah, ciao. See ya.